Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tuesday at 8. You know what time it is. It's time for some extra innings, baby. How's everybody doing out there? We are entering week, what would you say, Paul? What's this, week 2.5, I guess, of baseball? It started
On Thursday, right? So
yeah, so
going on three. Going on three.
Yeah, we're entering our pretty much our third week of MLB baseball. I'm the host, Joe Sullivan. I got my partner, Pavel Lukaku. What's up, Paul? How you doing, bro?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm chilling, dude. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? I'd be doing better right now. The Philly. Our team, the Phillies, right now down 2-0. But other than that, lot of interesting week in baseball. There's some surprise players. There's some surprise teams. I mean, I thought Tampa Bay Rays were going to be a good team, but my God, 10-0. It's like one of the best starts in Major League Baseball history, correct?
Yeah, and actually they're winning again today, 2-0. So against the Red Sox, so going on 11-0.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. We got a comment here, Danny on Wheels 43 says, "Evening, guys. What's up, Danny? How you doing? Thanks for checking us out." So, yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay. You're talking about a surprise team. I mean, obviously, you start with the 10-0 team. That makes sense.
Right,
But
right.
there's a few other surprise teams here. I mean, I'm looking. Milwaukee Brewers 7-3. I mean, I spoke out a couple weeks ago. They're not a surprise to me. I thought they were going to be good. But Pittsburgh 6-4, you mentioned the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks just took 3 out of 4 against the Dodgers, correct?
Yeah, 3 out of 4, and actually this year so far they won 5 out of 8 against them.
Yeah, and comment right here, Danny on Wheels. And what's Tampa Bay's payroll? I don't know exactly, but I think I heard on the radio the other day their payroll is only about like $70-some million total, something like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? I mean, let's keep it real, man. I mean, the two are, you could put what, Harper, Schwarber, Castellanos, and like Wheeler, and it's more, and there's those 4 guys is more than like the Tampa Bay Rays payroll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, doing something right down there, I guess.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I mean, yeah. So you got, I mean, and like we said, I mean, it's way too early. I mean, we're only 10, 11 games in, but still, early in the year, they already have a 4-game lead. Blue Jays and Yankees are playing decent enough ball. They're 6-4, but how would you like to be 6-4 and you're already like 4 games out? Like, it's pretty quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But
and speaking about the Diamondbacks too, I know you switched off, but put in perspective, they won 5 out of 8 this year so far against the Dodgers. Last year, they won 5 games against them in 19 tries.
Yeah, well, well, the Diamondbacks. I mean, they have that young kid. What's his name? Carroll. I know.
Carroll, Colby Carroll or something. Colby Carroll.
Yeah, I think it's Corbin Carroll. But
Corbin. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll touch on him a little later when we get into prospects. Got a comment here, Mako Spencer. He says odds are they passed 87 Brewers and 82 Braves for best start, 13-0 to open the season. Well, they could. I mean, if you said they're up tonight, so I mean, if they get to 11-0, then yes, they certainly could get to 13. Although I got a feeling they're a good team, but I got a feeling they're going to slip up, pretty soon. I mean, it's baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's going to be at least 11-0 because they're up 5-0 on the Red Sox right now in the 5th.
Well, we'll see if it was any Tampa Bay fans out there. If Boston comes back, you know who to blame right there. That guy right there, the Mush. Okay, we'll call you the Mush if they come back.
No one beats the other guy. I'm not to mention names.
Yeah. I know. I hear you. So, all right. So based off the surprise teams, I think the Rays are legit. I think the Rays are a legit team. I mean, if you look at their pitching staff, they have a great staff. They have a good lineup. I think the Rays will be in the AL East race all year long. So I say
they have a plus 46 run differential right now too.
Yeah. So I say they're legit. I think Milwaukee's legit. Diamondbacks.
I don't think they're legit.
I think that's just part. Pirates 6-4. I mean, for Pittsburgh to be 6-4, I mean their fans are just thrilled that they're over 500 at one point in the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but unfortunately that they lost their shortstop O'Neal. So
yeah, I know. Isn't that a shame? I was gonna say, our UPS guy is a big Pittsburgh sports fan, and we were, we were talking the other day, and he's like, man, he's like, the Pirates are finally winning a few games, and we lose our shortstop. And I was like, yeah, I hear you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the Pirates. I mean, since they lost Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla, about 31 years ago, something like that. They've only had a few years. I mean, they had a few off appearances in the wild card game with McCutchen and Garrett Cole and them guys. But that's it. You know what I mean? They've sucked mostly for 30 years. Danny on Wheels 43 says Pittsburgh's not legit. I agree with you there. I'm not buying them. But yeah,
like you said though last week, I believe about Brian Reynolds, nice trade commodity at the deadline. He's still killing it, man. 346, 5 homers, and 14 RBIs. So he's driving up that asking price, like you said.
Oh, he's a hell of a player, man. He's a hell of a player. Miko Spencer, he's up there in the Johnstown area, so he's all by Pittsburgh fans. He said fans up here in Pittsburgh are like they will fall apart again next week. It's the Pirates. I can't argue with them, especially on a third. This isn't your. I was going to say this isn't your father's Pirates, but really, damn, going back to the 70s, that would be more like somebody's grandfather's Pirates. If you go back to like the days of Dave Parker and Madlock and John Candelaria. Back in those days, the Phillies and the Pirates had a great rivalry. But other than those teams, and then you had the Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, Andy Van Slyke, and Doug Drabek teams under Jim Leland. Other than them, they've been pretty atrocious for a long time.
Speaking of Doug Drabek, remember Phillies had Kyle Drabek and how that didn't turn out so well? Is he even in the league anymore?
He's not, and it's funny because if you remember, the Phillies did not want to trade him at all. I mean, he was like a really top guy. I think he was a first round pick back in first round pick in like 05, 06, something like that. Maybe 07, I forget. It was one of those years, and I remember that they did not want to trade him, but they wound up trading him in the Roy Halladay trade. I think it was like Drabek and Travis d'Arnaud, who's actually still in the league.
He's preseason catcher. He's in for the Braves, right?
Yeah. But it's funny, and we'll get into this like later in the year when it comes closer to the trade deadline. How many times have you baseball? So how many times have you looked at prospects, or you've heard, or more like you've heard of prospects, and you've heard teams be like, "Oh, I don't want to trade that guy. No, he's can't miss," and then they wind up trading him, or he comes up and doesn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man, we have a whole list in Philadelphia here, man.
Remember Dominic Brown, bro. Dominic Brown,
Mickey Moniak, Gavin Floyd.
I remember him. Yeah, he didn't do shit, man.
Yeah, we have a whole list here.
Remember the guy they traded Cliff Lee for, Philippe Aumont, the guy. He was supposedly like a power arm and all this stuff, man. He didn't do shit, bro.
Yeah.
Paul Spencer, Miko Spencer here. He says Pirates. It's bad when your team plays well and they do buy one get one tickets and they're like $20 lower level. Yeah, sweet. And that's a hell of a stadium out there. I mean, I haven't been there yet, but I mean, I've been wanting to go for a while. I hear that's like one of the nicest stadiums in all Major League Baseball. And
it's on the river there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man. Pittsburgh has some good sports fans. I mean, that city deserves a good baseball team. You know what I'm saying? They deserve a good baseball team. They have a great stadium. I feel like they could use some new ownership out there.
Oh yeah.
Because just for example, you're talking about Brian Reynolds, and my UPS guy is sitting there saying, oh, well, all the Pirates fans, they're having trouble coming to a contract extension, and he's going to get traded. They'll trade him for prospects, and like Brian Reynolds isn't that old, and he's a great player. Don't you? If you're a Pirates fan, like, aren't you like, damn, dude, like, are we ever going to try to win? Like, what the hell is the point? You know what I'm saying? It's like, selling future. It's like, they're like Sam Hinkie on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Remember Sam Hinkie on NBA? He wanted Sixers. He wanted to have like a 10, 12-year process. Well, damn, they're on 30 years,
Some owners want to win, and obviously, and you can see that in different organizations, Yankees, Phillies now, or they want to win. They want a championship. Others, want to manage the pocketbook and, don't care if they ever put in winning product on the field, That's, you can go throughout sports, right? Cleveland Browns for so long, Orioles for so long, So it all depends on ownership, who wants to win, who doesn't want to win, who doesn't care.
Yeah, but Paul Spencer had a comment about the stadium. Let me see. He said, it's beautiful, the view over center field, the sky, the bridge, skyline. Been about 20 times since I've been here. And I know Eileen, I believe, had a comment about the shortstop. She said, feels bad for O'Neal Cruz of the Pirates for breaking his ankle. Yeah, that's a shame. That was a rough injury. And, that was a rough one. By the way, Paul, okay, Nola just pulled his usual Nola. He pitched 5 good innings. The 6th inning, he's getting rocked. It's 4-0. They're losing.
Yeah, what else is there?
Typical Aaron. I know not everybody out there is Phillies fans, but typical Aaron Nola inning. He always has that bad inning. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, all right. So anyway, there were the surprise teams. And I guess I still think it's a little early to do power rankings. I mean, if you had to do a power ranking, I guess you'd go Tampa Bay number 1 and probably Milwaukee. I guess maybe Milwaukee 2. Milwaukee 2 at 7-3, and then you got Atlanta Braves, and the rest. Everybody else is relatively separated by like a game or two. I mean, even
the last 6 and 4 teams.
Yeah, so it's probably too early for that. You want to move on to some breakout players here?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so. I'll start. You know what? I'll start off with a couple. You have a few on your list, correct?
Yes, I do.
All right. So, I have 2, and I'm not trying to make this Philly centric, but these 2 guys are breaking out. How about Alec Bohm last night? Alec Bohm of the Phillies, third baseman, 6 RBIs just last night. He's hitting .351. He's got 3 homers, 11 RBIs for the year. And and 3 home runs. I mean, I think the kid, he only hit like 13 last year or something like that. So
yeah, it seemed like he worked on his power stroke over the offseason.
Yeah, well, they say
some power. Remember, we talked about it too. We're like, man, like he's going to have any power? Eventually now, he's in his third year. Yeah, he's developing the power now, so that's good to see.
Yeah, and Bryce, second baseman Bryson Stott. Right now, he's hitting .415. He had 17 hits coming into today. He's already got a hit in this game, so he's hit safely in all 12 games. So basically, he's got a 12-game hitting streak to start the season. Yeah. But they're my 2. How about you, Paul? Do you have any breakout players you're looking at?
Well, you got to look at was it Kodai Senga? Is it? Was the Mets guy?
Yeah.
Made history too. Most Ks on a secondary pitch in ML debut since 2008. He had 8 strikeouts on his forkball.
Wow, that's impressive. Why? I did see the Mets. What do you call it? Scoreboard or Fanavision or whatever had like special. It was like a really cool fork graphic they had. It was like a video, like Sega or something. I don't remember. I'm not the most technical person, but it was maybe somebody could tell me what it was, but it looked really cool. It was like something with a video game and like the fork. And I was like, damn, that's cool. You know what I mean? Because the Mets had to do something because they can't do the trumpets no more because Edwin Diaz got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to admit, man, I hate the Mets, bro, but I thought that was playing the trumpet in the stand. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was pretty cool. I gotta admit, I'll give him some props. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Miko Spencer says, I just read Senga is the biggest selling jersey for the Mets. Hey man, I could see that. And again, it's against my religion to get a Mets jersey, so I would never do it. But if I was a Mets fan, Senga's the guy I would get. Definitely. Mike Lauro here, he said, Sup boys, Arizona is looking good so far. Yeah, Mike. I mean, especially taking 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers. I mean, they maybe they do have some young talent on that team. You know, maybe they can play some decent ball for a little while. Yeah. Do you have any? I mean, like you said, you touched on Senga with the secondary pitches, and then I'm looking. He's so far he's pitched 11.1 innings, only 6 hits, 2 runs, and and like you said, he struck out 14. He's got a 1.59 ERA. So that dude's doing unreal.
Yeah.
Do you? Oh yeah, Miko Spencer says I gotta rep those Asian players, Otani and Senga. Hey, tell you what, man, if Senga continues to pitch the way he's pitching, man, he'll be one of the top starters in all baseball. And Otani's unreal. I mean, I see so far he's 306 with 3 bombs and 8 RBI, so he started off pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you have any other breakout players you got, Paul?
Well, he's not a rookie, but he's in the sophomore season. But that Rutschman catcher from the Orioles.
Oh yeah, I love that kid.
Off to its hard start, right? So he had 5 and 5 on opening day, 5 for 5. Then he was 4 and 4 the other day against the Yankees. He's batting 389, 14 for 36 through 9 games with 6 RBIs and a 1.032 OPS.
Yeah, and
he's killing it. Now I heard is now the Orioles are calling up other catchers and they're going to put him in the DH role now. I heard. Really?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess it's one of those things where
I guess rotate, but they want to put him in the DH.
Well, you know what it is. He's so important to their lineup.
Yeah, catching on your knees early. Yeah, catching can really do a toll on your body. So yeah, I see that.
Right, and he's so important that they may not want him. It's early in the season, so he's probably. Oh, there it is, right here. That's what Miko Spencer said. Mets scoreboard played Mario Kart. Okay, all right. I knew it was something cool. No, but I was saying that early in the season, he probably can get away with catching a lot. But I mean, when it gets to be the dog days of like July, August, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're out there in all that catching gear, you're sweating your nuts off, your knees are hurting. He's one of their best hitters. They know they need him to be producing offensively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any other breakout? Well, how about now? This was very unfortunate, but you had. Yeah, I got one. I'll get to this in a minute, but this guy isn't a break player, but Aaron Judge is starting off decent again. Great player. He signed that huge ass contract. He's hitting 333, 7 RBIs, 4 home runs. So he's pulling his usual Aaron Judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's starting off good. And I brought up Otani's hitting. Otani also has 2 quality starts already. So, Otani's like he's the modern day Babe Ruth. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there hasn't been a guy like him since
definitely.
Babe Ruth,
Yeah, definitely.
You touched on Brian Reynolds. I mean, Brian Reynolds is what's he got? Like five home runs, and he's killing it.
Yeah, he has 5 home runs, batting 349, 1.153 OPS.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, he's killing it. Yes, a lot of his hits are just extra bases, right? 5 home runs, 1 triple, 2 doubles. Dude's hits for power, man.
Yeah, and I got kind of a surprise, which I didn't look at his ERA or anything, but a little surprised. Kyle Gibson has 3 wins already.
Yeah,
I mean, in all fairness, I think he's getting I think the Orioles are giving him unbelievable run support. You know what I mean? But just to see Kyle Gibson at like the top of the win total, like any time of the year, even if it's 1 game, I'm surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially watching him pitch in September last year. I mean, he had I think his ERA in September was like friggin' like 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he seemed to fizzle out by mid towards the end of the year. He always fizzles out, always get rocked. I remember he gave like 6-7 runs all the time. That's why we let him go. No consistency.
Miko Spencer, here come the Red Sox 5-1. Pavel jinxed them. Oh my God, that would be so funny.
Another guy I want to touch on real quick, Jordan Walker of the Cardinals.
Okay.
9-game hitting streak to start career, ties Ted Williams.
Yeah, that's really impressive. And you know what?
And he's 6+ weeks shy of his 21st birthday.
That's unreal, bro. And you know what? To piggyback off that, you want to we like I said, we had some breakout players. I was going to get into Adam Duvall because but he unfortunately he got injured because Adam Duvall, the Red Sox, hitting 455, and he also had 4 home runs. Where the hell's the RBIs here? 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. I mean. Yeah. It's really a shame that guy had to get hurt because he was having a hell of a freaking start, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He was having a hell of a start. And here's another one too. Like, I'm looking here. Like, look at the stolen bases. I mean, that's something that's really new in baseball this year. Like, how about all the steals that are going on? Have you been seeing some of that?
Yeah, it looks like league leaders are with 6 now. Are Mateo from Baltimore and Straw from Cleveland. Both have 6. A lot of people have 5, 6, and hardly any caught stealings. Isn't it crazy? Hardly any.
Well, you know what? It's almost impossible. I mean, with the, you could only step off the rubber 2 times. Think about it. If the pitcher throws over once, then here's Danny on Wheels 43 says stolen bases way up. Yeah, definitely. And if
Cole made a mistake pitching our day, I think it was Walker, wasn't it? Our guy Walker.
He did, on
third time, he didn't realize, and the guy took second. Yeah.
Now that's a guy. Now he's got a good track record, Walker, but not impressed with him so far. I mean, and again, I still think it was a good signing, but he's one of the guys. Sometimes early in the season, some guys don't have their control. Well, he's walking a lot of guys.
Oh yeah.
Here's Matches Malone with a comment. He said, "Love that steals are up." Yeah, me too. I love. I'll tell you. I feel like I've I wouldn't say re-fallen in love with baseball, but like I've been much more into baseball to start the season so far. And I think a lot of it is these new rules, man. You know what I mean? Like
definitely speeding up the game is one huge thing.
Well, last night's Phillies game, Phillies scored 15 runs. It was like 15-3. The game was 2 hours and 20 minutes. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I think I was out for a little bit, and I came home, and it was already the 6th inning already. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, Danny on Wheels said, yup, once you go over twice, it's a stolen base. You can't take it. You can take a huge lead. Yeah. Miko Spencer, the new rules have me watching more than usual. I agree. I mean, I think I've watched more. Well, I wouldn't say more than last year because let's keep it real. I mean, there was 162 games, but to start the regular season, like last year, I had a hard time even sitting through regular season baseball games. I'll admit that. I mean, and I know we're sitting here doing a baseball show, so I wouldn't want to say that, but it's true. It's true though. I mean, I still followed it. You know what I mean? I still knew what the hell was going on, but
right.
When you're watching a baseball game and that John's taking like 4 hours, and meanwhile like a half hour goes by and you don't even see a ball get hit and play, you're like, damn, dude, like can I see some action?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's and there's so much more action this year, so I like it a lot more. But so that's Yeah, so we got into breakout players. How about do you want to do some you want to do a little prospect review here?
Sure, go ahead.
Prospect update.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So all right, now I got a couple here. All right, you touched on Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker was I think he was rated like the 6th or 7th best prospect or something like that. And you touched on how he's going 342, 8 bombs. I got a couple guys that are really struggling. I got Volpe of the Yankees is only hitting 129. He's off to a terrible start. And guy that I'm really high on, as a guy that's somewhat of an Orioles fan, on the side of the Phillies, is Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar Henderson right now is hitting 148, so he's off to a bad start.
Right.
How about some of the other prospects? Do you have anything about any of the other prospects?
I got Corbin Carroll, Arizona, batting only 250, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 10 strikeouts, and 40 plate appearances. So that's 1 every 4 at-bats. So he's not lighting it up. I mean, I'd like to see him do a little bit better than that, but he's batting only 250.
Oh, wow. So sorry, Paul. I just got distracted. I know this has nothing to do with baseball, but Atlanta's beating Miami 62-39 in the play-in game. Holy crap.
Atlanta's beating Miami? Wow.
Atlanta Hawks are beating Miami 62-39.
Wow.
I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No.
Yeah. So I got it. I got an interesting prospect that was just called up. Ken Fry. If Ken Fry's watching, he could probably touch on this. The Mets called up highly talented catching prospect for Francisco Alvarez. He started one game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he started a game, I believe, on I think it was Sunday. He had an RBI, and another interesting call up was Grayson Rodriguez, the Baltimore young pitcher. I think he was like the 5th rated prospect altogether, and he pitched 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, 2 runs, and 5 Ks. So he pitched a decent game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, so there's some of the prospects there.
Quite a few are actually doing pretty well. Like I said, like Jordan Walker's doing great. Senga from Mets is doing good. So
then you got some guys that are hurt. I mean, you got Andrew Painter of the Phillies is hurt. I know we got that kid Mick Abel, our number 2, the Phillies number 2 prospect. I heard he got rocked in the minors. I mean, again, it's early in the year, minor leagues, but I heard he got rocked the other day. So hopefully he turns it around. But yeah, it's that's there's some of the big prospects, and yes, some are doing well, some are struggling. But yeah, did you have any others, Paul?
not the ones I'm following. No, I touched on them on the earlier.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So all right. So let's see here. Well, like we said, it's way too early to do a. I don't know. Maybe we should do a power ranking here. What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
There's some shocking drops so far. I mean, it's early, obviously, but
yeah. So all right. All right. So we would say that Tampa would be first.
right.
Brewers second. How about Cleveland? You know what? All right. You know what? Let's break it down like this. We made our predictions early in this, or a couple weeks back. What has your opinion changed on any of these teams? Like for instance, I picked the Yankees to win the East. A lot of guys out there had Toronto. Toronto for is the rate? Does the Rays start change your mind? Like, do you now think the Rays are a team to be reckoned with all year long, or do you still feel Toronto or the Yankees is more better?
Well, it's definitely a 3-team race, but but Tampa Bay is getting it everywhere, right? They're getting it from the hitting and the pitching.
Mm-hmm.
About to be 11-0 throughout the first 2.5, 3 weeks. I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with. I know Toronto started out slow, but they're starting to pick up a little bit. But as of right now, they're 4 games back. Yankees and Toronto's 4 games back of Tampa Bay already. So it's going to be interesting to see them when they play head-to-head, Tampa Bay Yankees, Tampa Bay Toronto, and see what gets established there. But
gotcha. Hey, and real quick, Paul, breaking news, just to let you know, for our show, the Sully, I know for anybody out there, Paul and I also do a show on EOP called the Sully Squad on Monday nights. Since this is baseball related, Paul, we're going to have Kevin Stocker on our show from 6 to 6:15 on Monday night.
Nice.
So former Philly shortstop Kevin Stocker will be on the Sully Squad Monday night from 6 to 6:15 or so. So we'll be talking some Phillies, but any baseball fans out there that want to get a former player's perspective, I know Stocker now does radio for Phillies, so it'll be interesting to get his perspective on the on the Phillies, obviously, and also baseball in general, from his perspective, from former player and comparing and contrasting, when he played like 25, 30 years ago as opposed to today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right. So we broke down the AL East. AL Central so far, you got the Guardians at 7-4, Twins at 6-4, White Sox 5-6, Royals and Tigers both look like, I mean, they. What did Dennis Green say? Remember Dennis Green that Monday night? They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Royals and the Tigers look like to me.
Yeah, there's no really surprises. There's no really surprises in that division, man. Minnesota didn't Minnesota make a run last year too, right? So, and Cleveland, so those 2 teams are where they should be. White Sox hovering around 500, so no surprises there.
Yeah, and then and then you got the West here. The West, you got the Rangers 6-4, Angels 5-5. God, typical Angels. I mean, they got 2 of the greatest players in the world. They never can be any better than 500. And then you got the Astros 5-6, but it's early. I still think the Astros.
They dropped in the power rankings like 8 spots. Or 6 spots. 6 spots.
Yeah, you got Seattle at 4-7, but I really like that Seattle team. I think they're going to have a good run, and then you got the A's at 2-8, and again they are who we thought they were. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on. Yeah, sorry.
What happened?
Another bad base running move by Stott. Got picked off first base.
Yeah, I turned the Phillies off. I got the Heat and the.
It's 4-3 now though.
Oh, well, maybe I'll put it back on.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, bad play, man, again.
Yeah, Miko Spencer with a comment here, and I agree with him here. He says, Trout and Ohtani look so drained on this Angels bad team.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean.
That's probably why Ohtani is going to probably wants to get out of there, so that's why he's going to get a huge contract somewhere else.
Yeah, now, Miko Spencer, do you think the Angels are a bad team this year, or do you think they may actually improve and actually compete a little bit? Because I know they haven't competed, and they've only made the playoffs one time in this whole Mike Trout era. I mean that's kind of sad,
Yeah, if I'm a player like that, I mean, you're probably you're getting up there, in age, you want to at least win a championship. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they made the man to get out of there too.
Yeah, definitely, bro. So, all right, I guess let's look at any different opinion in the National League. I mean, National League, we got So far, Atlanta Braves 7-4. I know that'll make Dan and Miko Spencer happy. You got the Mets at 6-5. Again, nobody's really pulling away with anything. Phillies are 4-6. Marlins 4-7. Nationals 4-7. Any surprises? I mean, that's kind of we kind of thought that this division was going to be competitive, and it looks like it is.
Yep.
So okay, no real surprises there. NL Central, you got the Brewers. Now, I thought coming into it that it'd be Brewers and Cardinals in a. Yeah, here's Danny on Wheels. He says Braves are injured too. Yeah, I hear you on that. What's it? I think Max Fried is out. I think.
Yeah, he has injury. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big. I mean, he's one of their top starters. Here I'm watching the play. I see the play right here. Shit. So he just killed the Phillies. Yeah, when he just killed it.
Yep.
They would add first. They would add first and third. What the hell, man? Yo, have you ever seen?
It's a bad base running play almost every game now.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's up with that, dude? It's like little league stuff. I mean, I really don't get it. And you know what? I can't sit there and kill the coach, because the third base coach or whatever, because I think a lot of times these guys are just running through stop signs. Like you know what I mean? They're not even using the coach. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah. Oh, that too. But I think it's a mixture of both. I saw third base coach Phillies wave around Marsh and then pulling a break last second, and then he was already caught. So it's both.
I gotcha. All right, so getting back to the Central, you got the Brewers at 7-3. I think they're definitely legit. Pirates 6-4. I think they blow. They're just playing pretty well. The Cubs. I think the Cubs at 5-4. I think the Cubs can be relatively competitive. And you got they're 5-4. You got the Reds at 4-5. I'll tell you what.
They have nobody on that team. That pitcher is great for them, but they don't have. Well, actually, the two pitchers, right? Green and him, and Lodolo, whatever.
They have two.
Their pitching is good, but they're going to get Votto back sooner than later. But they don't have anybody else on that team. I don't see them going anywhere.
No, I think they suck, but they do. But they do. Hunter Green and Lodovo, or whatever his name is.
Lodolo,
yeah. That kid, man. That kid was dealing on Saturday, bro. Like it didn't look like anybody could touch him. That kid looks like one of the best young players, in best young pitchers in Major League Baseball. There's Miko Spencer here. He says, I've been betting Diamondbacks lately. Pretty nice streak versus Dodgers. Does it continue? I don't think so. What do you think, Paul?
Nah, I don't see it. I mean, they're off to a good start against them with 5 out of 8 games so far they won this year against them so far. But nah, I don't think it's going to continue. Dodgers are too good.
Marlins just hit a homer. It's 5-3. That's a guy right there. Ari, what the hell's his name? Arias
or something.
Arias or whatever. Yeah,
he's looking good.
Okay.
Marlins always find these players, dude. The pitching, the guy tonight too going tonight's pretty good too. They have it's just like the waste of talent over there. They don't go nowhere with these players.
Yeah, the Marlins basically, they get these young guys and then they wind up trading them away. To put it in perspective, this kid, Arias, second baseman, he is hitting 500. So this kid's hitting 500. I mean, obviously it's early. He's not going to hit 500, but
he has a double tonight and a home run. So
yeah, he also has, coming into today, he had 18 hits, so he leads the league in hits. He has the highest on base percentage, 571. So yeah, this kid's a really good young player. So how many years is it until he's like a Yankee or Red Sox or Dodger? You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many years until he's on somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I bet the here's a surprise team. I know it. Like again, I know it's early, but the Cardinals 3-7. They're off to a terrible start.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, if you remember last year, oh wow, look at this. Miko Spencer, the 814 is ready to party. Pirates up 4-2 on the Astros. Season tickets, here we go. Well, you know what? You could probably buy season tickets relatively cheap for the Pirates, bro. Then again, I don't know how much you're getting. You know what I mean? It'd be like it'd be back when the process started for the Sixers, and like you bought season tickets for $10, but you sold them Jones for like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you used to be able to. I think you could buy like a whole row of Sixers Jones for like $10. You know what I mean? Except for when LeBron came to town, or when LeBron or Kobe or somebody. Then as a season ticket holder, you can make enough to pay for like 10 games, because people come to see the stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, like I said, I feel like the Cardinals at 3-7. I feel like the Cardinals are going to make they're going to make a push. They got too many good players, dude. I mean, you got Arenado, you got the kid Jordan Walker you were talking about. You got Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
They have some good pitchers. I mean, I know they got Eileen. She chimes in sometimes. She watches. She's a Yankees fan, and they got Jordan Montgomery, and she was upset the Yankees lost Jordan Montgomery, and they added him to the St. Louis staff. So,
yeah.
I think the Cardinals will come back on. I think you'll see the Cardinals and the Pirates flip flop, and you'll see the Cardinals and the Brewers, take it on the Brewers. So, all right, let's look at the West here. We had the Diamondbacks 7-4. None of us believe in them. Padres 6-5, Dodgers 6-5, Rockies 5-6, Giants 4-6.
Well, Padres are like blowing through the NL East. They just blew through the Braves. Now they're beating the Mets right now too.
Oh,
and then they would only get stronger when the other guy comes back. So I mean, I see San Diego going to be up towards the number 1 spot at least by All-Star break, even into the regular season.
Yeah, here's Eileen right here. She said they traded Jordan Montgomery for Bader. That was terrible. Yeah, that was a bad trade. Bader was good in the playoffs, but he was hurt when they traded for him, and he's hurt again. Yeah, that's been one of the problems that Bader's had. He's always had a big injury problem. Now I know Jordan Montgomery had some injury issues too. But Bader's had some injury problems, and that's that's kind of been his downfall. But yeah, Paul, what's your perspective on the Dodgers? I mean, as far as like you're looking at a team, what did they win last year? I think they won 111 games.
Yeah.
So 111 games, it's way. I mean, it's way too early. They're 6-5, but. They lost a lot. I mean, they lost Trey Turner. They also had a big injury in spring training. Didn't they have a guy? They had a guy go down.
And they lost Bellinger too, didn't they?
Yeah, well, Bellinger really didn't have a good year for them. But
I don't think it's their batting. I mean, their plus 24 run differential are only 6-5. Has to be their pitching staff.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, there's Miko Spencer. He said they were 111-51. Well, you know what? It's hard to keep. It's hard to keep that pace up. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. I know there was a guy. I'm looking for injury. I'm looking for the guy that got hurt. Yeah, Gavin Luck, shortstop, 60-day DL. That was a
I think he's out for the year though.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they probably just put him on 60 days for now. They also lost Justin Turner, didn't they? I mean, he was a big
Justin Turner went to the Red Sox, I believe.
Yeah, he went to Boston. Yeah. Well, did you see in the spring training? I mean, he got hit in the face, dude, like crazy, man. That was like one of them Jones where you're like, oh shit, is this dude all right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, they're not anywhere near that 111 win pace. I don't know. It kind of struck me as funny on the Dodgers. Like they usually go out there and they usually spend a lot of money and make a lot of big acquisitions in the offseason, and they really didn't do that this year. They kind of lost a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So
it's early. We'll see.
Yeah. So let's see what else we got here.
Looks like I'm not going to be mushing. It's 7-1 now. Red Sox, Rays over the Red Sox.
Oh wow, okay.
Eighth inning.
Yeah. Trying to see if there's any other I see out here. I know a team on what's his face? Toronto. It looks like Matt Chapman's making a big difference for them. I mean, Matt Chapman, he's got 7 doubles. He's second in doubles. You know who's first in doubles though is Nick Castellanos.
Yeah.
What do you think of him? He's kind of making a little bit of a comeback this year. I mean, he struggled in Philly his first year, but I mean, he had 7 doubles coming into today. I watched him get a double tonight, so I think he's got 8 doubles already.
Yeah, he's definitely looking better at the plate. The power number, the home runs are not there though. I think he hit like 30 or so a couple years ago, and he hasn't hit one yet either. And he lacked last year too with the home run. So maybe he's concentrating on just putting the ball in play and getting some solid hits, but the power's still not there as far as home runs.
Oh wow, Eileen said this game, Oakland game O's is tied 7-7 in the 6th. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, actually they were losing 7-6 to Orioles and they just tied up.
Oh good. Well, hopefully they hold on and win. All right, here goes Marsh with a walk. All right, so the Phillies got a guy on base here. Yeah, let's see. Any here we go. Oh wow, look at this. Eileen C says, speaking of Matt Chapman, he just hit a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some of the breakout guys.
Dude, Toronto's too good offensively. I mean, look, Vlad's batting .429. Chapman, I think Bo Bichette's hitting over 300. So, they're definitely going to be, up there with competing with Yankees and Rays.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm trying to see any other breakout stars. Here's a guy. Getting back to a breakout star. Here's a guy for Tampa Bay. This guy Franco, man. This guy Franco's got 4 homers already. Like he's one of their breakout guys. You know what I mean? We touched on the Dodgers. Freddie Freeman. He's pulling his usual great year. I mean, he's hitting like .419. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Franco, how about our Franco? We got rid of.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Miguel Franco. Where's he at? Is he even playing?
Is he even in the league? Is he even in the league so far?
I thought he's still on a team somewhere, isn't he? Let me look.
That's funny. I don't know. Yeah, see if he's even in the league. I have no.
Oh no, he's actually in Japan. Looks like.
Oh wow, yeah.
Current team: Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Yeah, he's in the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Yeah, he's over in Japan.
Oh wow, Danny on Wheels says Olsen has 5 doubles. So it's
Matt Olson, Braves. Yeah,
he's a nice player, man. Here's Stacy Baker. Hey guys, hey Stacy, how you doing? Thanks for checking us out. Miko Spencer says, I didn't know Sean Murphy had that kind of power for the Braves. Looks like a great trade from the A's. Yeah, he's definitely an upgrade, man. That's the thing. I mean, he as a Phillies fan, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. That Atlanta lineup. Oh, Stacy says, Joe, are you a Phillies fan or an Orioles fan? No, I'm a Phillies fan, Stacy, but I have I've always kind of liked the Orioles, and I have a partial Orioles plan for Camden Yards. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law live down there, and I like going to Camden Yards, and I go a few times. Like Paul and I actually went last year, and I think the Orioles are going to be pretty good in a couple years. So I'm hoping that I'll have some playoff tickets to sell, in the next few years. Eileen C says Yandy Diaz of the Rays just got hurt making a play at first base. Well, tell you what, there's nothing that could short circuit a great start more than injuries. And here's Eileen C right here. She says, I pay for the DirecTV MLB Extra Innings, so I watch the 8 games on one screen. I like that. I have I was gonna say I actually have MLB.TV myself, and I Paul. Oh, here we go. Danny on Wheel says that black Baltimore jersey is nice though. Thanks, bro. You know what? I actually just got this. I found it on eBay for a decent price, and it's got a. That's why I actually wanted to wear it. I don't know if you could see it through the screen, but it's a Mike Mussina, John, and it's got the Jackie Robinson 50-year patch. So it's like, what's that, like 1947, 1997. So, yeah, I mean, normally I'd rock a Phillies jersey, but I figure, you know what, we're doing all baseball, and I kind of like the Jackie Robinson.
I was going to wear my Orioles today, too, but I wear my Mike Schmidt.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, the Phillies are down 2 right now. They could use Mike Schmidt.
Schwarber's up.
Yeah. So anybody out there, listen, I want you to check out our new sponsor, Monkey Colt Coffee. You could use the promo code OOTB Sports at the checkout at monkeycoltcoffee.com. I know there's great product. They got a lot of good stuff out there. You know, it says, so make sure you check them out. And I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but I know a lot of people. Paul, I know you're a coffee drinker, correct?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean, you were telling me that you need your coffee to get started, don't you?
For the most part, yeah, some kind of caffeine. Otherwise, I start getting headaches. I had to drink something.
Did I ever tell you? Did I ever tell you the story about me and caffeine?
Yes.
All right.
That's why you don't drink it, because you have it give you like heart palpitations or something, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll tell the story. So, I've never been a coffee drinker, and I tried coffee at work about, I don't know, I want to say about 5-6 years ago, and I tried. Wow. Shit. Oh well, double play. Anyway, that's the one problem when you do a show and you're watching the game, you like totally lose your train of thought. Oh, but anyway, so I tried the coffee, and like all of a sudden I was like jittery as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my brother was like laughing at me. He's like, dude, he's like, you are the big. He's like, I can't believe you can like put all the stuff you put into your body. You know what I mean? Like if drinking or whatever. And he's like, and you can't handle coffee. I was like, no, I can't. I really can't, dude. It's like, it messes me up. But anyway, for anybody out there that can handle coffee, try that Monkey Colt, because I heard it's the nuts. You know what I'm saying? So anything else you I know Paul, I know you gotta get going in a couple minutes. So I don't want to keep you too much. Did you have anything else you wanted to touch on before we get out of here?
No, I think we touched on pretty much everything right now. We're pretty good, I think.
All right, great. All right, well, let me anyway, give me a second. We'll wrap up in a minute, and make sure you check out all our shows on Out of the Box. So check out all. Yo, I got to keep it real, man. I'm totally getting down. I was like totally jamming to that song. Like I was having like I listen to that, John, right? And I feel like I'm back in like I feel like I'm ready to watch like Michael Jackson or like go into like Coming to America where like Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy and Arsenio, he's trying to find his queen and he's in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like I
I,
feel
I
like I'm
was
going back to like Coming to America, and then I feel like for Mets fans out there, I feel like I'm ready to watch like the '86 Mets. You know what I mean? Like they're all on like the plane, like like partying, like Wolf of Wall Street style. They probably got like people, they're snorting line. You know what I mean? All kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I hear that song and I'm just like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like
I was gonna say you're getting ready to go to Chambers on Saturday night in Dolestown.
I'm getting ready to go to Chambers, bro. Yeah, Chambers are the buck. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to throw it down. But hey, listen, everybody. I hope you hope you enjoyed this. Oh, here we go. Hang on one second. As you as you can see, as you can see, Maker is a Mets fan. Trumpets. Yeah, no, seriously, Paul. I was digging it, bro. I like it. I like it. It just reminds me of like it reminds me of like the 80s. You know what I'm
Old school.
saying? Like
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, old school.
yeah, like old school John. You know what I mean? But anyway, all right, everybody. Well, listen, so we're 10 games in. We'll be back next week. And who knows, man? It's baseball. By the time, the Rays are 10-0, by the time we talk again, hey, they conceivably could be like 10-7. You know what I mean? It's a crazy game. But anyway, all right, hey, everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
See you.